Hello, hello, hello. More cards. More cards. More. I don't know. We will have to decide to stop this, but because this project can become, you know, a project inside the project. I mean, it's already becoming, but we will have to decide, you know, to control it somehow. To control the scope creep. Are you familiar with scope creep? I'm very familiar with scope creep. Tell me about. Yeah, scope creep is when you add more and more and more and more requirements. Para 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 pam. Para pa 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 pam. Okay, the end of the song is a perfect transition time. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, hello, hello. Wherever you are in the world, we are here for another stream of PlaneShift. Oh yes. Oh yes. We are here. I think we're talking about a program. No, scope creep. Scope creep. Okay, so we have a project now. Oh, we have a project. We have a project and we also have a card back. There is the card back for the monsters. Ah, very nice. Maybe the gem is too bright. I don't know. I think it's cool. There is the card back for the monsters. 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 So, the question I have is, I mean, I searched the marketplace, right? I searched the marketplace for a card game, non-FSB, Fab. I mistyped it. Luckily, it doesn't exist. So I searched for a card game. So let's see if the internet knows, right? Unreal Engine card game system. Because, I mean, if it's already made, right? I don't want to remake something, you know, that is already made, right? So... Hello, hula. Hula la. Part 1, setup. 7, is there the link to the project? Download the resources. Watch the full course. What? Download the resources. Wait a second. What can we download here? Episode 1. Mark complete, currently watching. Full step-by-step tutorial.
Can give you it's like a Pokemon game, card game is TCG, you trading cards. So we're going to be creating this game, and here, as you can see, I'm setting up the project. And
oh, nice. How many parts? Maybe he's selling the part 2, 3, and 4, or do you think that is free all the way? Yeah, he's selling you the next thing, I guess. But I don't understand what is part 2 though. It's not very clear. Ah, yes. 59.99. 59.99. Well, for 59.99, I would like to have the project. No? No? But anyway, I mean, for sure, there is value, right, behind this. I'm sure. Depending on how good this guy is, but. Ah, there is also part 2 actually. Ah, part 2 is GG. You say we would want a world thing. Yeah, I mean. But it seems that the video continues, huh? He's making a card. Very nice. What is doing here? Main TCG widget. Okay. I'm just skimming through it to understand, you know, the logic that is applying. At the moment, it's doing nothing. I mean, it's doing obviously what is required, but it's doing just the basics, right? So it's created a card widget. He added to the main widget. Is adding a card. I just want to see if there is any more logic. I think that, yeah, the one of the complexity will be to have the card overlapping the other, right? But there is also part 3. At the moment it didn't do much, but why is saying this and then it's loading? That's weird. My skin, yeah, I'm gonna change it now. I'm gonna change it right now. Right now. Bam 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 bam. Organizing cards. Organizing cards. Brackets the widget card, set position. Okay. Offset card. So it's calculating basically the position of the cards on the screen. Okay. With a kind of a logic. I don't know what logic, but anyway. The offset, right? He's calculating the offset that he needs based on where they should land, and now it's just testing to add the number of cards and then organizing the cards, right? So oh wow. Yeah, because he has the offset. Now add new card, we're just adding it as a, wait, let me go back 1 second. Organize card for each loop of what? Of a certain array. Where is this array coming from? The array is probably an array of widget card, which is which is the hand, right? Is the hand of the player. So is so every time you add a card, you add it to the array, and then it's doing just a kind of an offset to organize the different cards, right? Then you need a kind of a mouse over to, but anyway, I mean, we can make it then easier later on. So. Let me just get the idea, okay, behind this. Position, what is doing here? Get screen info, get viewport sides. This is probably trying to get the coordinate of the mouse or something. possible. Viewport size has always been a kind of a pain in the neck. But okay, so he's just trying to organize them in a way that makes sense, and it is explaining how you want the cards. Actually, there is the full course here. I don't know. We are already at episode 4. I don't know how many episodes there are there, but there. I mean, you can see everything, right? At the moment, it didn't do really anything that I need. Animate card. This can be more interesting. Animate card. He did it with an interface? No, he did it just with a normal event. Okay. The animate card, what is doing? A timeline or something? Move card on widget animated. Okay. Okay, he's doing a timeline. Yeah, timeline. Move card, play, set position. So he's basically having the card go up a bit, right? Or something. Yeah. I see. He's looping the position with the actual position. And then he's moving it up. So now when he moves the mouse on top of that, in theory should move or something, I guess. Is it doing something? No. It's not working yet. I don't know, it's doing a lot of calculations here. He's doing a lot of calculations. Because he wanted the cards to go. You see, he wanted the card to go from the left to down to your CCG. Hello, Sheriff. CCG toolkit on Fab. I checked a few, but they didn't really shine. I don't know. We can check them again together. That's a lot of cards. At the moment, what he's doing is very basic, but it's also, I mean, meaningful. I am not saying that it's bad. I mean, just saying that it's, at the moment, it's very basic. It's just explaining, you know, a few things, how to position the card, how to have them move. Now it's going to add a bit of graphics, which is nicer, definitely. It's putting in the numbers, it's doing the work for the numbers. And yeah, it's putting in the card, and then it's putting the text for each of the numbers, blah blah blah. Fantastic. Now, one thing that I would like to see is how he drags the card. I mean, if he's using anything smarter than just moving the card with the mouse, or right. Wow, I'm already at the course number the 6, course number 6. I mean, lesson number 6. Does enumeration, done that as well. Wait, let me just check which kind of enumeration is doing here. Wait a second. Enumeration. Name, description, type, car cost, car requirement. So it's basically creating a structure for the card that then is initializing. Yes. We have to think if we want to do the same or not, but definitely we need something like this. Now the only question is if we want to do it in C++ instead of blueprints, right? Which may be probably a good idea, but I mean, here is doing nothing important, it's just creating the cards, right? And this is doing nothing important. It's just creating the cards, and yeah, they move like that, which, by the way, is not very good, but it's fine. Again, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing I would do, but maybe I will do it slightly different. But it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Now it's adding the description. I don't know why I made like 7 videos for this, but fine. I mean, it's like already 2 hours of content somehow. But anyway, it's very well explained. You know, it's very well explained. It's step by step. It is really step by step. So if you copy it, if you know nothing about Unreal and you just copy what it's doing, you will be able to do it, right? So which is fantastic. I just wanted to see if there was any special idea behind, right? At the moment it's just formatting the text. How did he do the... How did he do the... This is something that I'm interested in. How did he change color inside? He's used rich text. Yes, but rich text has a lot of problems. Yeah, I remember using... Well, maybe now they fixed it. But yeah, I tried to use rich text back in the days and it was a mess. It was not wrapping properly. It was not... okay, I think it finished here. It finished with part 7, right? Part 7. There is no part 8. At least I cannot see a part 8. So probably until here, right? They seem 7 videos out of 45. But the others are gone. You can watch a complete tutorial here. You can watch the complete tutorial here, but I think it's the one that it sells, obviously, right? Yeah. Yeah. 59. I would like to see the end result, though. Maybe it's in the example. Maybe it's here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's watch again the... what is this? 3D. 3D, huh? 3D? No other kit. I don't know, there were multiple results here. I just picked the first one, actually. I just picked the first one. Card widget system. Tutorial series. UI design, card logic, card placement, card inspection, moving cards, rearranging cards, layout manager. Join the Discord. I think the only thing that I'm really interested is moving cards. Why is saying this and then when I refresh it works? Strange, huh? Like they don't want me to see it. Okay. On event mouse entered, call hovered. Really? On mouse leave call unhovered, and there is probably an interface on the card. Could be. Mouse button down. Detect drag if pressed. Detect drag. I never used this one. That is interesting. Detect drag. What does it do with this? It's not connecting it. Create car widget. Show input mode. Okay. Okay. Detect the drag if pressed. You know, I never use this. Detect the drag if pressed. Left mouse button. Okay. And then what do you do? You return yes or no? Yeah, but then how do you do the drag? On drag detected. On drag detected. Oh, that's fine. On drag detected, create widget. No, why? On drag detected is creating a new widget, so it's attaching the widget to the mouse, probably. Because this is what we do in PlaneShift for moving icon, when you move items, right? Create BP card drag and drop. Right. Let me see what he's doing. He's duplicating the card, so sweet card. Yeah, he's duplicating it. So it doesn't really remove the other one. Well, you can hide it if you want, right? But I think it's a bit easier to have it move that way so that... Yeah, I understand what this guy's doing. Detect drag is very interesting. Drag started. Set current drag started. Create BB card drop. On drag cancelled. On mouse leave. There is a bit of work to do, There is a bit of work to do, Because you see that, yeah, if you have to manage, you know, the card to be dropped properly when the mouse exits from the screen, you know, so there is a bit of work to be done, I see it, I see it. On drag detected. I mean... I don't like this idea anyway, that you are dragging a card and it still remains in your hand. I don't know, I think it's a bit weird. I think it should disappear, no? If you pick it, you pick it. But I think it's kind of cool anyway. Interesting. Very interesting. Rearranging cards. I mean, it's all stuff we can do, obviously, but I was hoping to find, you know, a simple project they could just download, but this one is actually on the... It's a pity they didn't provide a project. I mean, I understand. I mean, they maybe doesn't want to, but would have been nice, you know, if... Because all the drag and drop and all that stuff pretty much is stuff that we have to do as well. So... I mean, there is a Discord, maybe they have it, maybe they have the project somewhere, right? They have... There is a Discord and there is a Patreon. Bam 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 bam. I've seen the same new problem on YouTube video, don't want to open it to open another tab. Yeah, strange. It's nice having something to use as a base, as a guide. Yeah. Yeah, probably is joining his Patreon. He gives you the project. I mean, we can. I mean, if it's I don't know how much it is, but support if anyone wants to consider supporting my effort creating games along related content. Discord role, name displaying design, general support. A generous Patreon. Generous Patreon to per everyone to give generous support for my game along related content. Include Discord role, name voting ability, early access to my game projects. Early access. I don't need early access. I just need access. It's not very clear. It's not very clear. Like if I search TCG. No. If I search card. No. Strange. They didn't put it here. Why? Didn't put it here. Let me just join the Discord quickly and understand if they... I mean, I can buy it. I can buy it as a base, you know. I can buy it as a base just to have all the mouse over, mouse enter, mouse drag, mouse whatever already done, right? So that I don't go crazy. I don't go crazy creating stuff. Maybe it takes me like 10 hours, right? Or 5 hours or 6 hours to do something that's been already done, right? So let me... Yeah, what is this? Wait. It didn't add any server though. Huh? That's a bit strange. Oh, the invite expired, I guess. I think the invite is not valid anymore. Ah, no, it's here. I found it. Let me say hello. Nice tutorial about the card game system. Is there a way to obtain the project files? Okay, meanwhile someone answer, maybe someone will answer. Maybe someone will answer, maybe. Let's see. Oops. Let's see if there is anything else. Card game plugin for Unreal. Card game plugin for Unreal 5 years ago. Common gameplay feature, blueprint API, networking, automated test, save game, ODI, dynamic simplicity documentation. Wow. Unfortunately, there is no... There is, I mean, it's hard to understand what is the state of this, but... this one is downloadable. The problem is the card is a 3D object. Right? The card is an actor, and I don't want it this way. I want this to be a widget. I don't want this thing to be 3D. Pity, because this one I think was anyway interesting. Yeah, this one is designed to be 3D. It's designed to be 3D. But there is the full source code, which is fantastic. CCG toolkit, the one that you mentioned. Yeah, we can look at that. We can look at that. I was searching something simple and already made, but simple, right? So that I can build on top. Because if it starts already as a full thing, super complex, you know, with million features. Interesting to understand which project he took, right?
Our Deck Knight project, a game built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, C++, blueprints, the gameplay ability system plugin, and all of that good stuff. So today we are going to look a little bit more into our card in hand mechanics. More on the visual side of things, just because what we have right now is
So this guy is already into it.
like about this template that I want to take from it. You know, the animation for adding a card, how that looks, I think that looks super cool. Animation speed, all looks good as well. Card angles, being able to kind of organize them the way we want and having an arc to them. Scaling them, selected card scale, so you can have them kind of come up.
Very nice. The problem is where did he get that, right?
These seems pretty straightforward. So then, yeah, the card hand is this. So let's do card hand. And then let's start from
Card hand. Would be interesting to know where this project is coming from, right? Card and template. Card and template. Was 3 days ago. No, 6 days ago. 8 days ago. Ah, it's this one. Okay, so he's marketplace thingy. I think this one is not bad. I think this one is not bad actually. You said there was another one that was called CCG. CCG Toolkit. I mean, the card creation we don't really need. I mean, the card creation we have. I mean, that's not a problem. The problem is more of the managing the board and managing the card movement and managing the shuffle, you know, and this kind of things. I mean, it's not complex stuff, right? So it's fairly easy at the end to make. You know what I don't like of adding a plugin like this is that then when you switch a Unreal Engine version, you know, you will have to get basically a new version from them because it's big, right? Because it's something big. Maybe I don't know how many classes he has, but maybe he has, you know, maybe it's stuff that we don't even need, right? So like including 7 arenas, right? 2D and 3D cards, in-game notifications. I don't know. I wanted something simple, not a giant thing, right? Not a giant thing. And also I wanted to have something that I can look at and then say yes, I buy it or not. But yeah, that's always very hard, I guess, to get. Yeah, these ones I watched already, but they were not really. They were basically kind of complete games, right? Not. I think the only hard part is this one. So the probably the only thing that really makes sense to buy is this, which is the ability to have the cards, right, organized in a certain way in your hand, right? Even if I would say, I don't know if I would organize them this way, right, with a rotation, but yeah, why not? I think probably this one is worth it. I think this one is worth it, and I think he's I think is interesting to know. So
what are we adding to it?
so this guy started to work on it, right? And so he's showing a bit of the structure or how the thing is made, right? And that is exactly what I want to understand, right? If it's good for us or if it's too complex, right? Current end. But yeah, I think this one we can buy. I mean, it's not really easy to see, but also because it restarted basically. I mean, he tried to integrate what is there, but he's basically starting to build his own thing. You see, also this guy is rebuilding his own thing, even with that template. Probably his movie is using it only for the animation, right?
If you force load, you might get some hiccup. I need to get. We do a final.
It seems that at the end he did a lot of change. I mean, he really did a lot of changes. He's not using the template as is, right? He's like modifying everything, and I don't even understand the end result of this. Alright, so they did all this mess just to spread the cards. Wow. Or maybe this is the guy that did the template, right? Maybe it is the guy that made a template and he's working on it. Could be. But no, he's saying today we are reverse engineering a card end template project, try to introduce it in our game. I don't know. Some of these are complex and will take you months to understand. Yeah, maybe. I mean, at the moment, there are few problems, right, that we need to solve, and definitely one of the problems is the shuffle, the drag and drop, and the animation, right? But they are not hard problems, right? It's not really an hard problem, right? It's not an hard problem. But would be very interesting to think, because, you know, I had my problems with canvases a million times, right? And canvases being very annoying with resolutions that are not standard, right? And it's basically fucking up your wall layout, right? And so the only way I fixed it was with overlays. And overlays are kind of good because they basically resize, you know, the way you want, but at the same time, you have to position everything. We have to position everything compared to the left and right border or the top and bottom border, right? So you're basically creating a grid that is distributing space. So you are never sure exactly of where your stuff will end up, you know, when you resize the window or where you go in a different resolution, like 1610 instead of 16:9, right? And there is there is something that has been bothering me quite a bit in our game, and yeah. And yeah, I mean, what you can, I mean, obviously, right, you can you can define no, sorry, not a scale box, size box. Why cannot do it? Yes, I can. It's not automatically proportional. Wait a second, eh? Why I cannot change the scale here? Because it's inside an overlay. Probably. No. Why I cannot change this? I have to say user specified. Ah, okay, I understand. Ah, okay. There is a user specified scale. I see. Yeah, the issue. Yeah, but we can. I mean, our setup, right, is kind of clear. So I mean, it's not super clear, but Let me do just some quick just to have some random icons, then we will change them all obviously, but just to have some random icons, okay? Huh? What do you mean? Just to have two icons, two players, two things, you know, just to... Then we will obviously change all of this, but... Yeah, there is a bit of setup here to do to actually have this thing scale properly. Sorry, why the image is still stretching? Huh? I always struggle with this freaking grid panels and the stretching of the thing. So if I say that my picture should be top, right? Why is compressed so much? Because I have my grid panel as 0.1, and so it's trying to do okay. Yes, but I still need it at 0. I mean, okay. I mean, that's a bit annoying though. Huh? Why there is not enough space, I don't understand. But anyway, for now, let's do it like this. It's fine. And at the end, probably we will do it like this. So the side box does not win over the grid panel. Wow. Okay. I mean, I can do canvas, right? But if we do canvas, it will be broken. I tell you. It's easy, 10 times easier, but it will be broken. Because I know. It will be broken as soon as you try to use a non-standard resolution. So starting with a canvas seems to be easier, but at the end is not. Because it doesn't auto resize, right? And it's super annoying. It's super annoying. Now, you may say that, oh, you can have a canvas just for this part, right? Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, we could actually have another widget, right? Which is the player panel, right? Which makes a lot of sense, right? So I think the player panel should be his own widget actually. So actually this stuff that I just put here, right? It should probably be inside of that. And this I think will just be in a canvas. Because anyway, this one is small enough, you know, that you cannot fuck up, basically. At least that's the idea. So you give to the image the actual size that you want, whatever it is, right? And you put it where you want, and at least, yeah, I think at least the panels we can do this way. At least the player panel we can do this way. Is this a standalone game? No, it will be inside our game. But before going there, right, I want to just do some reasoning on and we will probably have to stop this, right? Because if I really start this thing, it will take me forever. So I don't know. At the moment, it's just a study. Okay, so it's just a study, trying to understand how much time it may take, trying to understand if we like it. It's just a test, right? It's really a test. It's really a test at the moment. I mean, I'm just, you know, playing around a bit, right? Playing around a bit. I'm not really... But, you know, this is a start, so you never know what happens. You never know what happens. Maybe, you know, maybe become something. So at the moment I'm just fucking around a bit. just fucking around a bit for fun, but I have obviously something in mind, yes. I have obviously something in mind. What is your name? Sheriff HMD. Okay, will be you tonight. Sheriff HMD. Why is black? I always do canvas. Then you should get the right resolution. No. So if you take, I can show you. If you take a canvas, right, and the canvas is full screen, right, and you go 16:9, and then you go 16:10, your canvas will be cut off, so you will miss a slice. If you know how to do it without missing a slice, let me know. I can demonstrate it very easily, because if you play in a separate window and then you just scroll and then you just stick vertical, right, it will become a very weird resolution and you will be missing a piece. It always happened like this to me. And so I changed all the windows in our game to be then correct. Because they were not correct anymore, right? Now the problem will be I mean, you can obviously play with the padding, right? We can play with stuff. While this will resides, right? Will resides. Now the I mean, if we want to do a canvas here, we can do a canvas, right? On a single. Now this object should be smarter, right? So at the moment I'm doing it very stupid. So at the moment it's not really understanding cards placement or anything, right? But it's just at the moment this will be very, very, very stupid, right? But we may specialize it later. This back is a bit annoying. I think I don't like it, but anyway. Now there will be, I mean, this needs to be smarter in the placement, otherwise it will be wrong, right? But we will figure that out. We will figure that out. We will figure that out. Ah, no, that's a bad idea. Why I decided to do it this way? I don't know. Set brush from material. Create an egg material instance. search it in our game, bro. This guy's searching it everywhere. I needs to be a material. Do we have a set brush from texture from 2D? What? Set brush from texture? Yeah, I think we can do set brush from texture. It's 10 times easier, no? Wait, I need to compress this a bit, otherwise it becomes impossible. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. I don't know if there will be enough space, but we will see very soon. I don't know if there will be enough space actually, but we will see. Can you use a shader to do special effect in UI? Well, you have some control like transparency and things like that, but I don't really know if you can use a shader. I don't think so. You have some effects part of the animation, or you can use a particle effect. Okay. Now, the character lane. I think each of this thing needs to be a separate widget, right? I think it's 10 times easier. So the hero lane. Do we want to have this? I think yes. Do we want to have the positions being... Actually, I think yes. I think we want. I don't know. At least at the moment, I think we want. And I don't know in the future, but for now, I think we need some sort of placeholder, right, where we show that there are cards that will go there, right? Like empty spots, so you know where to drop things, right? Otherwise, what the? Para pa para pam. Para pa pa pam. Pa 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 pam. Para pa 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 para. Para pa 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 para. Para pa 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 para. What do you mean, are you sure to override? No, I'm not sure at all. Huh? What is it saying? So basically, yes, your pieces can be canvas, but the overall should be an overlay. So that basically the pieces are rearranging based on the available space. This song is very, very nice. Now here we already have a problem, right? That this thing is not, I don't understand why. But I think it's the way, huh? That's very weird actually. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Tirariram. Anyway, card game is at least the layout, right? The layout is easy. I mean, I don't think the layout is a problem. I think the problem is the actual rules of the game. I mean, that's the really hard part, right? And I mean, at the moment I'm basically playing, right, with nothing. I mean, I'm basically doing nothing at the moment, if you really want to know. I mean, I'm just like understanding the layout a bit, how it fits, but in reality, you know, this is not the problem, right? The problem is a completely other one. But anyway, we need anyway a kind of a canvas. I mean, we need something to to paint on, right? To work on. So yeah. So we need a way, right? I mean, obviously, it will not be like this, right? I'm just fucking up with the system, but I'm just fucking up with the system, but fine. So I'm just trying to understand the overall space, right? Because we have so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, yes. What the game is telling, what the editor is telling us at the moment is that based on the size of the object that we have, this doesn't fit, right? It doesn't fit into the screen. So it's like going over, right? As you can see. So it's just going. I don't understand why here we went into this stupid situation now. Because in terms of columns, we have 1. I mean, this one I think should span 2 columns because next to this we need another image, which is the location pile. Which is the location. Which at the beginning is hey, I knew it. I knew it. Which at the beginning, so we need 1, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns. At the moment we need 4 columns in theory. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this thing needs to span 2. This thing, all these ones needs to be in the next column. I know that now everything is messed up, but it will fix itself, okay? Don't worry, it will fix itself somehow. Wait, damn. Now. Okay. Now this one needs to span 2 rows or 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think it should be. I think it should not span anything. I think it should just be at the same in the same position of the monsters. Yeah. Same position of the monsters. Yes. So hand creature. I need to duplicate this because I need hero. Yeah, at the moment it's not fitting at all, I know. But it will fit one day, okay? Don't worry, one day it will fit. One day, hopefully, it will fit. Okay, so this layout is pretty much the one that we have here. I mean, it's a bit fucked up, but is the way it is, right? Yeah. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks on the right, one deck on the left, the player cards, the hero lane, the monster lane, the hero lane, and the so we have all of this. Now there are still few probleminos. In particular, okay, let me just see what happens if I put it on screen. Okay, so at the moment, if we start the game, what happens? We see this. Okay, fantastic. And if I want to add to this level blueprint just an add widget, can I do it? Begin play, create widget, or we can do it maybe with a key. No, I think we can just add it straight away, which is a bit brutal, but for now we are doing brutal things, okay? For now we are doing brutal things. So if I play the game, I get my widget on top, okay. Now, if I play the game in the new window, right, this is our thing, right? Now, as you can see, is not fitting, and is not fitting because the size of individual so what I was telling you about the cutoff is like this, right? So if you go in this resolution, right, you see this vertical resolution at the moment here is not cut off. I mean, it's cut off the same way it was with the other resolution, right? But if it was a canvas, would have been cut off in the middle, right? So, but obviously if there is not enough space vertically like here, the things start to overlap, right? But that you cannot really do much. I mean, if there is no enough physical space, there is not enough physical space. So there's no solution, right, to it. You have to just make things smaller. So what is this? What do you mean by, huh? It's a new map? Oh, okay, so the new map doesn't have a... Okay. So we'll call it start map. Oh no, he's using the fucking... Okay. is using the one file per asset, that crazy setting that someone invented. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's enabling streaming using word partition. Yeah, the default map of Unreal Engine, I mean, is one second, if I can remove the one file. I don't remember how it's called though. The... Nah, GG, bro. The one file, where is the one file? Maps and modes. Streaming. Use background level streaming, visual streaming. No, it's not streaming. It's probably under maps. Do we have a maps? No. Yeah, we have a maps here. Come on, how is called the shit? One second. How is it called? In a real engine settings, how do I disable the one file per actor? One file per actor. Project setting, editor, loading and saving. You crazy? Editor. There is no loading and saving. It's called OFPA. OFPA. No way. Loading and saving. There is no loading and saving here, no? Editor. Performance, no. Asset. I don't know why they enabled that by default. It's creating a million files and it's completely useless. I mean, as a default is useless. Obviously it's not useless, but I cannot find it, my boys. There are so many. But is it an editor setting or is it a... Maybe it's an editor setting, right? OFPA? No. One file? No. Jeez, bro. And the AI is telling me the wrong thing, obviously. There is no load saving. There is no load saving menu. Come on. Yes. So where the fuck is it? Window word set. Window word set. No, I checked that already. Word partition. Yeah, I checked that already. This is the first place where I looked, actually. It was under word partition here. Word partition. Advanced. No. Word partition. Enable streaming. Hash time, word partition, runtime. Runtime setting. Enable disable word partition, server streaming mode. Game mode, selected mode, line mask setting, volumetric light, this is all the lights. There are so many settings, boys, that you cannot fucking find anything anymore. Well, I know you can search, but this setting is not in the list. And obviously, again, the AI is telling me weird things. War partition enabled OFPA. Project setting editor. No, I don't know, bro. It's continuously telling me stuff that is in different places. Project setting. Project setting. Editor. Project setting. Editor. Level editor. Level editor. One file per actor. Oh, okay, I will leave it. I don't know. I mean, it's impossible to find. Shit, it's called OFPA. Can I find it if I search OFPA? Jesus, it makes me mad when you're wasting time of people like this. Jesus. War partition. New map enable war partition. New map enable war partition streaming. I don't know. Well, I would just leave it. Fuck it. Save 1000 files for nothing. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. File new level, then do basic, not open world, something like that. File new level. File new level. Basic. Ah, that's a good idea. Yeah, but I wanted to disable in the one that I have. But yeah, but it's fine. And we can do it like this. Good idea. Thank you. We can do this. We can call it star map 2. Okay, nice. Maps. Start map 2. Okay. 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 Yeah, but there is a way to disable it anyway. I know because I did it in my project, and when we migrated, something happened which was super weird. So basically, I created a million files, and then I had to delete them manually. I mean, it was a complete mess when I did the migration. It was really a mess. I don't know why such a setting is not. Anyway, okay, so we are here, right? So we start this thing and we see a bit of a layout. Now we have a problem of space. Why we have a problem of space? Well, because these objects are not really are not really. So for example, this guy is the creature lane, right? And the creature lane does not have a space because he has sides to content, right? At the moment, he has sides to content. It doesn't have a shape. It doesn't have a size, which is actually the size that we want, right? So he has a generic sides. If I make it smaller, it became smaller there. Yeah, the problem is that it still needs to fit one card, right? So I think we need to divide the screen in 6, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to divide the screen in 5 vertically and decide what is the maximum space that we allow to... By the way, usually the cards are not seen like this, right? Usually the cards are seen half in, half out, right? So you don't really, it's only when you mouse over that you see the card full screen, but usually the cards are, so just to say, you know, so I have top like minus 50 or something, or even more, even minus 100, right? Yeah. And this leaves space for this. The problem though is that I'm dividing the lanes. So this doesn't really create space for this because my last lane is, it needs anyway this, right? It needs anyway this. Or I put these guys horizontally. No, but doesn't solve the problem because anyway it is the size of a card, right? It is the size of a card. So I will need anyway, except for this lane where I can be off. And so yes, this one can actually be rotated 90 degrees, which I think could be a way. I don't know if it's really nice to look at, right? Because I think it will look a bit weird to have one of the elements being horizontal and the other be, but you know, this way we are saving space. Yeah, this way we are saving space. But in the middle, this should be the size of a card, because then when you put one of these cards, right, it needs to be the proper size. So I think we have to scale down this thing. I don't know how much. Right? I don't know if it's 0.2, 0.25. I don't know. Probably 0.2. So all of this needs to be scaled a lot. Uh, 0.2, huh? 02, 02, 02. These are my main cards, but still, you know, if we scale that, we will scale this as well. I mean, we have to scale everything. So everything is too big at the moment. Everything is too big. We have to scale everything, including, yeah, including the everything. Okay, so now. Now my PS hand, right? My PS hand at the moment is using a scale or not? No, it's only using an angle. But also this one we will have to reduce it because as you can see in the board, we want a card to be this size, right? And at the moment this is like double of that. So I don't understand exactly the 0.2. Because I think if I scale this 0.2 it will become super small, right? But I mean, scaling object is always a bad idea. Yeah, you see it becomes like super small. Why 0.2? I think it's more 0.8 in this, but anyway. Can I scale them all or? Let me see what happens now. I mean, obviously, it will not be like this, right? In our final version, it will not be like this. This will be completely different. But I'm just trying to understand. I mean, the object will kind of be the same, but the overall layout will be like that, but okay. So if this is like this, now this size is more reasonable, right? I just don't understand why these cards are like out of the world. I think they're out of the world because the sum is not 1. Yeah, exactly. The sum is not 1. That is exactly why. 0.1, 0.1. I mean 0. Wait. Here we will have to understand what the hell is going on. We will have to find the right sides, but at the moment I don't care. Why is not fitting? Because this is scaled and it's not scaled in the middle. That's a bit strange. We will have to find a way there, but yeah, let me just understand why this grid panel is so broken, right? So here we are, this object is at column what? This object is at column number 3, which means column number 4, right? And here we have 4 columns, yes, exactly. And the division is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 7, 0, 1. So in theory seems to be okay. So why this one has to be so stupidly on the left, on the right? Wow, if I put it in the middle, is even going farther than that. This is a bit strange considering I have no item here, which is actually because I have the padding left. Why I have the padding left? Okay, there was the mistake. There was a weird padding, I don't know where it came from. But because we copied it from something else. There's a weird padding. Of 100 left. I don't know why I did that. Now, what is the difference between this and this? No, between this and this. They're not in the same row, okay. That's a bit strange, huh? Okay, this is not the same. I don't know if I want to do it this way. Yeah, I think I want to do it that way. I mean, the positioning may be pretty much like we will have it in the final, but the component obviously at the moment are kind of to be developed, right? To be developed. So yeah, I think that yeah, you see how he's trying to keep the the ratio anyway, even if I go crazy resolution. Right, that's the overlay doing its job, right? Even if I go a crazy resolution, I may be able to play anyway, right? Even if it's a completely non-16:9 resolution. Now you know what I think? I think that the I mean, with this idea of having only 4 heroes and having only 3 creatures and having only 4 heroes, there is not a lot of cards on screen. There are not a lot of cards on screen. I mean, we may need more than that, but in theory, here we added all the layout, right? Did we? Well, at the bottom you will see your card. Yeah, so those cards will obviously be visible, right? At the moment we don't have any card loaded. I can load 1 card, right, or 2 cards just as an example. I started to make some. Wait. No. I mean, it's not exactly the way it will be, but let's say that for now. I want layer to image size, yes, and then I want basically to paint this black. Well, yes. Okay. So now the problem is 22522. To 522. Fuck, I'm cutting off the. Yeah, but those will not be like that. I think they will be smaller and they will not go out. $574. 950, 574, 949 actually. I mean, okay. Yeah, but because we need to understand what we need to understand what happens in terms of layout. I mean, real layout, right? Because now here we are doing real layout. In the paint, you know, in the GIMP we were just doing a fake layout. But this is true, right? So meaning that if I put my card. If I put my I don't know if I want to have a card back. If I want to have a card back widget and I want to have a card front widget, like 2 different objects, one for the front, one for the back, or not. Probably yes. Because they have yeah, probably yes, because one is all the numbers, the other doesn't have the numbers, so I think it's easier if we do it separately, right? Because anyway, if I have to switch between one and the other, I think I will just recreate a new card, right? So I was trying to rename it from there, but it's not possible. Yeah, now in theory I should, I did something a bit stupid, right? Because all the numbers are obviously, added by the program, right? So in theory I don't need any number here, right? I don't need any name, any number. So my card in theory is like this, right? Yeah. Yes, and then I will have, now here is cut off, right? So we will, don't look at these things now. Also don't look at the icons will be a bit different, right? So this is just an example, right? It's just to understand for 1 second the sizes. Right. Now here I don't know if I will have to do it with the padding, but I think yes. I think I will have no other way than doing this with the padding, right? Because I think there is no better way to do it. Now, if the cost is 2 numbers, so we will have to do a bit of reasoning here, but we will have to do a bit of reasoning here. No, the 2 numbers are not centered. Okay, but don't worry. We will have to figure out all of this one day. We will have to figure out the proper font, the proper positioning, the proper icons, the proper. But at the moment, again, I don't care about this. We don't care about the, well, we care a bit, but maybe not as much as we will later on. Anyway. We will find a way, boys. We will find a way. Yeah, probably also this one has to be done with a grid or so, because I need then these stacks to be middle and to expand as needed from the middle, so there are few things. But anyway, these fields are correct anyway. We will need this field somehow, right? So the work that I'm doing is not completely wasted, right? Because anyway, we will need somehow these fields. Okay. So one will be the health and the other will be the attack, okay? And the health is red and the attack. Now we may change the font, we may change, but pretty much these are the 4 numbers that we need. Then we need a title. Then we need a title on our card. Yeah, we need a title on our card. We need a title. Now, if we can use our font, we don't have our font here. Okay, fine. And then we will need the description, right? And there may be more, There may be more in the future, but for now. Auto wrap. Why auto wrap is not doing it? He's not doing it because you have to tell him explicitly. Yeah, so this will need for sure a grid of some kind, because otherwise this will never work. Because this thing doesn't have a sense of distance. Well, I can actually wait. I can actually do this though. Yeah, no, we can. We can do this, and we can add the side, right? Uh-oh, I went crazy. Uh-oh, he went crazy. Why? What the fuck? He went completely crazy. He doesn't like the auto wrap? Why? What the? What is going on? Why is doing this? That is strange. I don't think it will do it compile time though. I mean, I don't think so. Wait, huh? Wow. The freaking... Oops. The freaking sides, boys. No, like this definitely doesn't work, right? Because all the text is not scaling properly, right? So this is not working at all. Well, it's not working at all because here we have a card that is way bigger than what it should, right? Huh? The cards looks very small though on screen, no? They look super small. I mean, I understand that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lanes, right? But they really, I mean, we have more space maybe, so we can make the hand of the enemy smaller because you just need to see, you know, the top of the cards. You don't really need this space, so we can recover some space here. We can make this bigger, but yeah, how do we do that? The card, sorry, how do we make this card be consistent with the sides properly? Because and why is going so crazy? Because the sides, right, should scale. How do we do that? From proof of concept to polished product. Yeah, it will take a bit of time. That's for sure. Okay, let me just check this thing. How the so basically we need the font to scale with the so I have a widget, right? I have a widget that will be placed inside another widget. It contains text. I need the text to scale based on the size it will have in the parent widget, right? Scale box. If your widget contains only text and you want to scale it whatever size the parent gives it, wrap your text into a scale box, set the text stretch, scale to fit or scale to fill, stretch direction. Yeah, the problem is that I have a full I know, but I need it in a grid, my friend. So if I have a scale box, I don't know why this thing is doing this shit, but if I have a scale box, if I have a scale box in front, well, it disappeared. It disappeared. Now this whole thing will need to be, I mean, this whole thing needs to be agreed. There is no way. I know it's annoying because we go back into the grid mode, but there is no other good solution, I think. Basically what he's saying to do what he's saying that the best way to scale the text, right, based on that, is to have one overlay, the image inside the overlay, which is what we have. And then child overlays with scale boxes. So basically what he's saying is that, like this, let's take the title, right? This title should be wrapped with a scale box, and the scale box should be wrapped with an overlay. And then this overlay, okay, so let me see what happens. So if I go here, I know it looks very bad. I mean, at the moment we didn't really use the grid properly. So at the moment I didn't use the grid I just did it like this, but obviously it was wrong. It was obviously wrong. So because the way I will have to do it, I will have to decide one chunk, two chunks, three chunks, four chunks, right? So I will have to decide that this thing has 1, 2, 3, 4 different rows, right? And then we will have to decide the percentages as usual, which is a pain, which is a real pain. And this one will be probably at the bottom. And then the columns will be, I have no idea, 1, 2, and 3, with this one spanning 2 and having borders. Maybe. This thing is always a pain, by the way. It's always a pain. The layout with grids and stuff is always a freaking pain. Yes, there, in the neck. Okay, so we have our overlay with our name. Yes, this one should be in the middle, and it should be in the second column. This one should be, wait, let me put all of this inside the grid. Fantastic. I don't know why this happened, but fine. Ah, yes, because the card obviously needs to span 4, 3, or 3, 4. 3 columns, 4 rows. Oops, I messed up. Okay, so the card is back pretty much where it was, right? But now now there is my current 0, 1, right? Now, obviously, if I change the ratio of the card, this thing will move up and down not properly, right? So we have to be sure that that is staying kind of consistent, but yeah, we'll try somehow to do that. So I think that this will span 3 columns. Column 0 spanning 3 columns and being the center. Why is not in the center though? Do I still have any padding going on? No. No, I don't. This text in theory should be in the middle. But seems he's not doing it. No matter what I do, he's not doing it. My scale box also is making 0 difference. And my overlay, I think because there is still stuff in the previous columns. Column span 3, right? And row 0, yes, at the bottom, yes. Okay, let me change the other guys and maybe this will fix itself. So this is row 1, 1. No, 3 actually. Yes. This is row 3. I mean column 3, row 3. That is column 1, row 3. This is row 2, but it has to be top. And the description is down here and spanning 3 columns. And then we will put some borders so that it wraps properly, right? Now the only thing I don't understand now is why I decided 4 rows, huh? Yeah, 4 rows because this one is 4 and this one is 3. 0, 2 seems to be a lot. And these 2 guys should go bottom. Yeah, it is bottom. Why is not? There is something. Ah, yes, because all of them have freaking padding everywhere. That is why. Because all these things that I added before. They have padding, right? And they should not. Okay. Now they have 0 padding. This thing is always a pain, guys. It's always a real pain. Let me just check one thing. I want to compile it this way, even if the positions are not correct. But just to see, when I look at my hero lane, right? Okay, Nevis is actually scaling. Nevis is actually scaling properly, right? But you see that it's scaling Nevis, which is the one that we did with the overlay and with the scale box. But is not keeping the position though. So it seems that this Nevis is not keeping the position. Yeah, if we do it like this, it will take all the space vertically, and definitely that's not what we want. If we do it like this, it will take all the space horizontally. Well, maybe then we can say that the text is in the middle. Oh, okay, this helps. So if we do it this way, what happens? Yeah, but still my Nevis is scaling, which is nice, but is not keeping his position in the grid, right? For whatever reason. Even if my thing is just an overlay that contains a grid, the grid is using maximum left and right, say horizontal and vertical, right? And then is using 01801 for the columns, so it's 3 columns. My Nevis should span 3 columns. Yes, in fact it is spanning 3 columns. And there should be no element, right, that is more than column 2. Column 2, column 2, column 0, column 0, column 0, column 0. Column 0. There is a row span 4. Okay, that is the one that is fucking up. Okay, so now the Nevis is centered like we want, but the problem is, will it scale with the card or not? Yes, it does, but it's not scaling. I mean, it is scaling, but so the scale box actually has a scale to fit. This guy is suggesting what? Is suggesting scale to fit down only. Down only. Scale to fit down only. Is this helping or not? No. I mean, it's better than before, but I guess the problem is that we need to... Okay, I think I know what we have to do. We have to introduce another empty row, or we have this having a fixed padding. My problem with the fixed padding, I don't think that they will be scaled, right? So if I say that this one has 50 from the top, right? Or even more, 100 from the top. No, wait a second. 50, 60, 90. So now basically Nevis cannot go up because he has and no, you see that when you scale it, then this padding is fucking up everything. Okay, let's do it differently. Let's add a new row, right? We will add a new additional row, which is basically the empty space at the top, right? 5, 6, 7, 10. Yeah. So like basically Nevis now cannot move up because there is another lane. Now the important point is that Nevis now is in row number 1 though. Uh-oh. Why? No, this I don't understand, huh? Why row 0 starts here? It's impossible. Row 0 needs to start there, obviously. Huh? Because probably now the picture... Wait, because the picture is now spanning 4 rows instead of 5. Okay. Yeah, this is more correct now. Yeah, but still, I don't understand why row 1 is here instead of being there, right? That is very weird. Because 0.15 is too much? I don't know. I mean, I can go 0.1, I can go 0... So there is 1/10 of the overall length, right? So that is basically splitting this thing in chunks, right? So, and if you look at the sides, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, nearly 6, right? Nearly 6. So, if I want this piece to be, yeah, this needs to be 112. Yeah, so it will probably have to be 008 or something, yeah. Sorry, not the column, the row. 008. 008. This one probably as well. Okay, yes, now it start to be more correct. Yeah, but my only problem is if I scale it now, will it stay or not? Yes, it stays. Okay, this is better. We are looking only at Nevis, right? We are looking only at Nevis. So we are trying to have basically this thin scale together with the card. Now, hopefully we will never do this too much, right? So we will probably have the card be the right size from the beginning, right? But then the card will be zoomed on screen, right? So you will see maybe the card as big as this on your screen when you look at it, and so you need that thing to scale together with the card. Now, it's not very nice because it's still a bit bigger than what we have here, right? So for some reason the scale... Let me try to do both and see what happens. It's still not... I mean, it's not perfect, right, compared to what it was. Right, it's not the same. I mean, it's significantly bigger here. The font is significantly bigger here. I don't know, is it because no, because here we are not scaling the card. Yeah, the problem will be that then we scale in the board. Uh-oh. And now in the board this thing is not fitting anymore. Why? No, because I didn't recompile. Right, because I didn't recompile. Yeah, exactly. Now it's fitting. Now I think it's okay. So we have to do all the pieces this way, right? We have to do all the pieces exactly that way. So the text needs to be wrapped in a scale box, and the scale box needs to be wrapped into an overlay, right? And then this thing will be 1, 2, and 3. So this needs to be row number 2. Yeah, exactly. And needs to be now here. Here I think we will have a bit of a trouble, right? Here we will have a bit of trouble because this thing is not perfectly sliced, right? And so even if I add a bit of padding, right? If I add a bit of padding, let me see. I add a bit of padding. Let me see if the padding is actually scaled. Why the font became smaller? It's kind of weird, huh? Ah, because it doesn't fit. Because this column is too small for him to fit. Yes, because this column is too small. I think this thing will give us a lot of trouble, guys, but we will see what we can do, huh? We will see what we can do. We will see what we can do. I have to go, I think. Starting to be very, very, very late. But yeah, this was a good test just to understand how the layout fits right into this. And oh wow. Why? No, because I have row because I have row span. No, I don't have any row span. Wow, this row is so big because we designed it this big. Yeah, we need to have another row. We need to have another row just for the empty text, right? Just for the empty space. So there will be 009 is the separator from the top. The 008 is our navis. The 01 are these two numbers. Then we need another row here in the middle. Here. That is fairly big. It's probably like something like 03. And then we have here a 02 maybe. I don't know why sometimes it's going crazy like this. And then we have a 01 at the end, right? I mean, the total is not 1, but yeah, the fact the total is not 1 bothers me a bit. So there is 2. No. There is 3, 6, 8, 9. So we're actually missing 1. Okay, and now my description can go 1 down. GG. Bro, what the fuck is this thing doing though? Okay, let's remove the auto wrap and maybe we stop. Yeah, stopped. So row should be 3. Yes, correct. Row should be 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. No, row should be 4. Row should be 4. Yeah, row should be 4. Row should be 4, and the 2 numbers should be in row number 5 now. And my image should span 5. Where the fuck is that now? I cannot see it. No, I don't see the image. Here's a different icon. This one. This needs to span 6 rows now. Yeah, 6 rows, exactly. He has to span 6 rows. Hello, man with a keyboard. How are you today? Copilot completion in Visual Studio is so ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous meaning good or meaning bad. I also have completion inside rider. So if I type something, it's suggesting code, and I mean, for repetitions, I think it's not bad, right? So. For repetitions is not too. I mean, for stuff that you do repeatedly, it's not bad, but depends, right? This music. This music, boys. I mean, it seems to scale a bit better doing it like this, but seems to scale slightly better. So let me see if the XP. I don't know why the XP is so fucked now, though. The XP is in column 2 because I think it's because this description is not auto wrapping, right? That's the problem. And so my XP goes places. No, XP is completely fucked. You see that he's scaling, but he's scaling very wrongly, right? So compared to the pig, so you see how he's scaling. It's like if it doesn't have enough space between here and here. Like if he's really in the wrong place. I don't know why. I mean, I added the padding left, yes, but if I remove it, I mean the padding right. I think if I remove it, it will probably not compress that much, but it will not be in the right place. That's the problem. It is actually better. It is actually better. So the 50, we are looking at the 50 XP, right? We are looking at that and seeing if it stays reasonably in place. But now like our title moved, right? So, well, it moved here as well. Yeah, is a kind of a fight, guys. Is a kind of a fight, right? Because you are fighting the sides all the time. And if you start from the top, yeah, I don't understand why here. I mean, it's because of this description. Yeah, it's because of the description. So the description is really going crazy, right? So the fact that he has to... okay, let me try to have the same on the description. To have the scale box and then to have the overlay. Let me see if this is helping in any way. Yes, it is helping actually. I mean, it's not great, but again, we will not stretch. I mean, we will not stretch the ratio, right? So we will always scale proportionally, right? So the card will always be proportional. But you see that sometimes it goes to the left, sometimes it goes to the right. It's kind of weird, huh? We will always scale it proportionally. Let me try to see if the thing works like that. You see the right, he doesn't care. It's like if the right side is greater than the left side for whatever reason. I mean, now Navis and the XP stay fairly in place, right? The two numbers at the bottom I'm not scaling yet because we didn't do the work on them, right? I can do the work on the 5 just to prove the point, but I think that yes, the scale box plus overlay kind of works. The technique kind of works, which is nice. Right? I can probably do it also on the 8. OVR attack. OVR attack. And this is so scale box and then overlay. You see, I mean, if we take one of those already pre-made things, I mean, we will have nothing of this, right? Because our cards are made in a specific way, and so you take, yeah, you buy something and then you basically have to redo everything anyway. So maybe you can take some ideas on the scaling, on the, yeah. Yeah, you see now the 5 and the 8 are scaling down properly, but the description is completely fucked, right? I don't know if it's due to the auto wrap, and it could be, right? Could be that the auto wrap is the problem. We didn't do the work on the 1 yet. So the 1 is still kind of in the middle of nowhere. So scale box and overlay for our 1. No, like this doesn't work at all. The 1 is scaled very strangely, right? So it's like if it's skewed between the first lane, the first column, like if there is a first column here and a second column, that is very strange. It's column 0 though, it's column 0 row 2, right? Yeah, it's this padding, but without the padding, I don't know how to have my... I understand I can remove that, but without the padding, I don't know how to have this number staying a bit to the left. Yeah, now it kind of works, right? But first of all, it's not scaling at all. Well, it's scaling a bit. Is it scaling? I don't see it scaling. Well, it's scaling a bit, but it's not really scaling. Why? Why on the 1 is different than on the 50 XP, for example? Because I did maximum space. Maximum space. Okay, let me see. I have to go, guys. Yes, better. I think it's a bit better. Still is not very correct. It's not very correct. What are we gonna make? It's an absolute game changer. Okay, nice. I'm actually gonna make widget in CPP now because Copilot is so powerful. I don't want to be the guy, but I think you could give Copilot a few instructions to create that widget. Silence is really happy about it. Yeah, could be. Could be. I mean, unfortunately, our description is completely fucked, right? And I think it's fucked because there is this auto wrap plus scale, and I think auto wrap plus scale doesn't really work, unfortunately. So I think there is a problem. I mean, it's better than before, eh? So now we have the title pretty much in place, this in place. I mean, the numbers are kind of in place and stay in place. Now, they are not the right sides, but that we will figure it out. I have a serious problem on the fact that if I want to center, right, I think I will have to slice it with another column, right? So I will have to slice it with another column vertically so that this will be between the space on the left, because if you use the padding is fucking up everything, right? So if I go on my one, right, which is overlay cost, and I say that I want a left of 20, right? Which position it there, and then I try to resize it when it goes small. Yeah, you see, it's resized the wrong side, right? So it's going, yeah. That's a problem. I mean, another thing that we can do, we can have everything in pictures, right? But everything in picture is super annoying because if then I change the description or I change the cost, I have to redo the picture, right? Which is fucking insane. So I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. But definitely this description is a problem. Because I need the auto wrap with let's say for the description I need the auto wrap with the scale. Wrap first, then scale. Scale text block, scale box, size box, define wrap width. So it's suggesting to have a size box outside of the scale box. I don't know, because the size box is actually fixed size, so I don't think that will work, but I don't think this will work. I think that it will not work, but let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Nice. When you make it too small, I mean, it resides in the wrong way, right? It's not calculating the proper sides. It's really not calculating the proper sides. I mean, I can remove the auto wrap, but it's already removed. It's already removed. I can add it back and see what happens, but you see that, I mean, it's fucking up vertically, it's fucking up horizontally, right? Well, actually vertically is fucking up because we did it wrong, right? So it is not his fault, it's our fault, because we have this side, yeah, we have this sides, which is anyway not correct. So we have the grid panel number, yeah, this one, which is too small. Now, if I increase it, everything else increases, and so all our calculation go to shit, which is not very nice, I know. Yeah, but it will be more like this, right? Now we have to tweak a bit the top, but yeah, but you see that it's really going crazy. Because basically now it's keeping these sides, right, always the same, no matter what, right? So if you give a width override, right, so a width override before the scale box as father of scale box is keeping example 300 is keeping the width always 300, and the text is not scale, and the text space is not scaling. Yeah, so the AI is like messing up for sure here. If you know how to do it, guys, let me know, please. Overlay, bro, is the one that you asked me to remove, but anyway, okay. In fact, I think it works better this way than the other way. I don't understand why in this view we see the text going, you know, out of the card. That I mean, I don't understand why here in this view we see it. Because is a fuck up of the rendering. Is a fuck up of the rendering actually, for whatever reason. Yeah, but you see that is not adapting, right? The text, why the text is not adapting? Why? Do we have feel? No, we don't have feel. Okay, that may be the problem. Feel. Okay, wait. This may have a better chances of working. No, it's the same. Also, it looks like sometimes like now, for example, right? Now it's somehow at certain sizes it's kind of working. I mean, obviously there is kind of a bit extreme, right? But because the way we will scale it like from this, which is the size of the card on the board, right? Maybe to this, which is the size on screen when you make it full screen, right? But still the description is completely fucked, right? Description is completely, I mean, the description is really going crazy. Description is really going crazy. I don't know, you know, this guy that had the scale, like this guy had the scale of the card. But I think he was probably scaling the wall. He was scaling the wall widget. I think there was this scale thingy, right, that he was using. I wanted to see it in action 1 second, but it's 1 hour and 36 of video, so it's very hard to catch the point when he was actually scaling things. But I think it was actually at the beginning when he was trying just the different when he was trying the different controls, right? Like adding cards, scaling. Yeah, here. I think it's here. I don't know if he's using the scale a lot, but here is the scale. No, he moves it like by nothing. He moved it like 0.0 nothing instead of moving it much. I wanted to see how he was getting. I mean, if the text was, but I don't think that the text would wrap, right? I think the scale is really a problem. You know what we could do? We can create 2 versions of the card, right? We can create 2 versions, one that is small and one that is big. And the layout is different. So the layout will be exact, right? For the small one and for the big one. And so probably no answer on his Discord. No, he said that the code is not available. Yes, he actually answered. Why the font size randomly changes? Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, it works with the other. I think it's the wrapping that is the problem, because if you look at the title, look at the title and look at these numbers, right? They're not very well positioned, but now, you know, they kind of scale together with the card properly, right? You see? So if it's pure text, right, without any wrapping or any weird calculation, it works kind of fine. I mean, it's not perfect. We can try to fix it, right? What is really fucked up is if you are trying to add a box of text that needs to wrap, right? Which is this guy. So if I have it non-wrapping, I guess it will work, right? Let's try to put, you know, a smaller text, right? Like this is the description, right? There is the description, but we don't wrap it, right? So it will be like this, right? It will be like this. So if I use it like this without the wrapping, I mean, it's still wrong anyway. It's still wrong. It's kind of strange. It's still wrong though. Down only. It seems that scale box plus text is not really working well. You know, because this example is very simple, right? At the moment, it's very simple. It's just, I mean, it's nothing crazy, right? It's just the containers are simple. I can try to remove the overlay, maybe, but okay, let me try to remove the overlay 1 second. Replace with child. So that is without wrapping, right? Without wrapping and just with the scale box. Yeah, but you see that if I scale this way, right, horizontally, do we have wait, do we have fuck, wait a second. I think we have the padding because we wanted the, yeah, it's the padding that is fucking up. Yeah, it's the padding, I think. Wait. It's the padding that is fucking up. Yes, now it's better. Let me try. Yeah, because I added the padding because I wanted the borders to be... Okay, wait. So if we add back the overlay. Now, I don't really know if the overlay is needed, by the way, but... And I will make it even longer. And then I auto wrap. Okay, let me see like this. Here it goes crazy, right? Here is something that is going crazy. Yeah, now it works. So you cannot use any padding left or right, otherwise that gets multiplied by the scale. And this unfortunately is true even if you do it on the overlay, right? Because actually I did it on the overlay. I didn't do it on the text, right? I didn't do it on the scale box. Well, I can try to do it on the scale box, but I think that this will be weird. Right? If I do it like this. Yeah, you see it's already weird. No, it's not. So any padding is not scaled, right? So this padding remained fixed and it fucks up completely the calculation. So you cannot have any padding, right? At all. So this means that if we want to have the text properly spaced, we need to add 2 more columns, right? We need to add 2 more columns, and this one will have to span 2 columns. And then we will have our space, right? But still, the thing that I'm thinking is this actually working or not? I mean, is this at the end? Is this at the end working for us or not? Or this is shit, right? This is what I'm trying to understand. Do you think we can make it functional or not? Because, for example, this text, right? This text is too big. I mean, I will have to make the 2 icons left and right identical. Otherwise, we really go into an impossible journey of trying to fix stuff, right? So okay, so something like this, right? Yeah, and this padding, we cannot have this padding, right? Padding, never good idea. Unfortunately, it's never a good idea. So, and sometimes it goes crazy like that, but it goes crazy only in the editor calculation. I mean, it's anyway going a bit crazy, but like if we do an animation of the card expanding, I think this will be very bad, right? So you will see these stacks going crazy, right? But now it's better, I would say, right? It is slightly better. I mean, if you have two modes, right? This and then immediately goes like this, then I think it's fine. I don't understand too much why. Like now, right? Like now I expanded it and this stack's fucked up, right? And only if I move it a bit, then probably becomes correct again. Yeah, you see, if I move it a bit, it becomes correct again. So it really seems to be a problem of the edit box with scale. But I would say that it's working reasonably now. Reasonably. We will have to create these additional columns left and right. But yeah, but I think it works reasonably. I think it works reasonably. Reasonably. I mean, it's not great, but it's reasonable. So, going back to our game. Right? Yes, you see that now we see the card. We don't have the left and right border, but yeah, we see the card kind of fine somehow. Yeah, the font obviously will have to be nicer, the background nicer, everything nicer, but what I'm thinking is this the right size, right, for everything or not? Because if I now channel, I have to go. Oh my god, this is one. Okay, guys, I have to go. Bye. I really made it too late. Bye bye. See you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. If you want to click on follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube, you can do it. Also remember, you can download our game from our website, and you can also get it from Steam if you want. Because our game is released on Steam on this beautiful page where you can get it. It's early access, but anyway, you know, it's downloadable. Bye. Goodbye.